Hi, my name is Marie. I like to make things and I like to turn around and show you how I made those things. Welcome to my channel. For today, what I'm going to be doing is showing you 3 ways to make lock jewelry. You don't have to have a special tool in order to make this jewelry, okay? All right, so let me show you the supplies. So what you see here is a series of different things I'm going to use to make my lock jewelry, okay? So I have this little tool that I got from doing resin or something, as a little silicone tip on it. Well, what I like about this is that it has this cylindrical shape here that I like, because you can make it small or make it large. So basically get a tool that would be almost like your lock, okay? So I chose this tool because it's closer to the thickness of my lock, okay? Or you can get a makeup brush like I have here. Just get a tool that will represent your locks, okay? And so as you can see, I have a series of shells that I found. This is just a regular shell here, but I also took these shells and I painted them. I found these shells. I want to say that these are copper. I really do think that these are copper, but you know, they have the hole in it. You can use that to dangle from your locks. And this is what the shells, the copper shells came in. It came in a little package like this. You get a good amount, which I think is pretty awesome. So I'll put that in the description box below. I have a series of beads that I can use, and you would attach it to your lock coil using these head pins. Okay, so get yourself some head pins. The head pins will come in a pack like this, and you can get them in different sizes. Okay, let's get yourself a good amount of jump rings would help too. I also found a good size coil solid copper wire. This is 18 gauge. I think 18 gauge is very strong and it holds up to the working of your hair, touching it, bending it. It will keep its shape. I think 18 gauge is good for that. So I have regular 18 gauge copper wire that, you know, has the gold finish on it. And then I have just the regular copper wire. 20 gauge it's all right, but it's still a little too soft for my liking. So what I'm going to be using for this project is 18 gauge, either the regular copper or the gold finish copper. Am I forgetting something? Oh, and another thing that's really, really important. Why does that doorway look like somebody's going to come through it? I'm sorry, you guys. It's just a closet. There's no killers in there, right? Here's another thing. Okay, so I've had used wire in the past. Okay, this used to be gold, but once I had it in my hair and you know, it just oxidized. You can wipe this off and you will get back to the finish that it was before. But if you want to avoid that, what you're gonna need is something between the coating of your wire and your skin and the outside world, okay? So I found this. What you do is you put that on your finished piece of jewelry, and it's going to serve as a coating of protection so that it will keep your wire from tarnishing over time, okay? I'll put one in the description box below for you. Let's get started. So these are the 3 versions that we're going to do. The first one that I have here is I'm going to make a coil that will have a little dangly on it. A little dangly. Yeah, it's a little dangly. It's something that dangles. Not what you're thinking, dirty brain. But yeah, we're going to make a coil and we are going to put either a bead on there or a shell. Then we have one that's just the coil and it'll have a little spiral on either end, okay? What I like about these is that these could be stretched, and even when you stretch it, it is very tough. That's what I like about that one, okay? So that's the second one. And the third one is going to be a little bit spicy, okay? a little spicy. Basically, it's a coil, but it actually has a little design in it. So I'm going to show you how I did that, okay? I have my little tool that I'm using, which would represent the shape and size of my lock. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wire, and for this I want to use my regular copper. This is the one we're going to do today. The anatomy of it is we have the coil, however many wraps that you want. It could be short or long, it doesn't even matter. After the coil, we're going to create an area in a circle where our bead will be, or in this case, a shell. On this one, I actually just had it where I just started coiling. But I think that I'm going to do a little circle at the top here, right at the end, so that it doesn't get snagged on my hair. I found that having it out like this, it tended to snag in my hair sometimes. It's really annoying. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a little tiny circle there, okay? See that circle? That's it. I'm just gonna do a little circle. I think I'm gonna stick to being at the end of my tool here. And so I'm just gonna start coiling. I'm gonna hold on to the tool and my wire, okay? And when I'm coiling, I wanna make sure that the wire is tight. I want to make sure that the wire, when I wrap it, I'm wrapping my coils right next to each other. That's what's gonna add to the stability of this piece of jewelry. So you can do however many coils at this point, okay? So I'm going to keep wrapping until my ancestors say that's enough, okay? Okay, let's see. All right. Wait, hold on. I didn't hear it yet. Okay. Okay, I heard it. That's it. So just take my tool out and look at that coil, people. Just look at that coil. She's beautiful. Now, what I'm gonna do, take and cut that off. I just give myself about a good 2 inches. Give yourself 2 inches, but give yourself a little extra, because why not? Take my pliers and I'm going to point this wire down. You got this wire hanging down here. This right here is where you're going to want to attach your shell, and it's going to be in line with our little beginning loop here, okay? So that's why we point it down. I'm going to put it on my loopers here and giving myself a little bit of space, because you see this little area right here, that's where I'm going to want to wrap it, okay? So I'm going to bend it up towards me, and then I am going to wrap it around my pliers until it meets back, okay? Now it's up to you how you want to do your loops or whatever, but you need to make sure you have enough of a circle of the loop so that your shell can go on it, okay? So let's slip this on to see if it will work. So I'm gonna slip it on, and yes, it will work. See how it dangles? Cutesy. But if you feel that you want the loop to be a little bit smaller, you can do that too. So I'm gonna make my loop a little bit smaller. I'm just going to squish it in a little bit, making sure that I don't mess with the construction of my coil. This is the front of it right here, and the back of it is back here. Well, we want our shell to be in the front. So this is what it looks like so far. So now I'm going to slip on my shell, and I want to make sure that the front of it is showing when I do it. And at this point, I really don't think the front of it's going to be showing. So now I'm going to slip that on. All right, so now the front of it is going to be showing in the front where we want it to be. Now I'm going to grab it. I'm gonna grab the loop between my pliers, and then I'm just going to twist off the end there, coil it off. Okay. So we have it all coiled off. Now I'm going to cut it. Now let's cut it. And there you have it. Now, right now it's gold, but we want to make sure that this right here is going to be protected against tarnishing. Okay. So, but anyway, so this is the stuff. It doesn't mess with the way, it doesn't mess with the shine of the jewelry, which I enjoy. But if you're seriously sensitive to smells, which I am, you just want to be a little bit careful because it has a strong smell. You gonna get high. I heard that if it stinks, it's gonna work. I don't know where I heard that from. But anyway, so I'm gonna set that aside and let it dry. Let's work on our second one while we're waiting for the first one to dry, okay? I found that the tarnish-free wire, when they say it's tarnish-free, they really mean it. So I've been using this one for years, and this has not tarnished in any way, shape, or form. With this second one, you can make it as short and as long as you want it to be, but I'm gonna use my 18 gauge tarnish free copper wire. Let's look at the anatomy of it. We got a spiral here in between our coils. And look how strong this is. Like, it's strong. I love these things. So we're gonna create this one. We start with the tiniest pliers we can find. We start with a little circle like this. Now let's continue. Let's continue that circle like so. We're going to continue it to the point where we have a good bit right here that you can grab onto. Either you can grab on with your hands, which would definitely not scratch it, or you can use some nylon pliers. So I'm going to hold it in between my nylon pliers. I'm not going to move the pliers at all. I'm just moving the wire. And we keep spiraling that, holding the wire so that it doesn't get scratched and you don't hurt yourself. See, we got a nice little bit here, and you just keep doing that for as however long or how large you want your spiral to be. Okay. Okay, I like that. All right, look at that. So now I'm going to take a little bit of my wire off the spool. Okay, get my lock here, and then I'm just going to put the spiral on it. You see, the spiral is big enough for your finger to be on, okay? You got the tool here underneath your spiral. Now put your thumb on the spiral like this to hold it in place. And then you're gonna start coiling it. Now, the first coil is the most important coil, okay? So I just did a little bend around the back of my tool here. And then holding it really tight, along with a little bit more patience. Make sure you had a nap before you started this. Make sure you had your snack before you started this. It'll give you more patience. And so then, you see how it's starting to coil up? Make sure that your coils are all in line. Boom. Okay. It sounds like chaos, but it's just the coil just hitting everything. Okay. That's cool. I like that. That's what I have. So I'm going to take it off. Now, here's the part where I don't like. Okay. So you got to make the second coil. Now, if you are looking to do your coil evenly like the other side, I can't help you there. I'm going to go by feel. So I'm going to measure out about 4 inches of wire. I'm feeling like 4 inches of wire it's just a gut. It's a gut feeling that I have. So we got about 4 inches. Now I feel like the gut is telling me that it's a little too big, but that's okay. Let's start with a spiral. Start with a little itty bitty right there. Start with your little loop. Make the spiral a little bit bigger. Either you can hold it in your hand between your fingers, or you can use your nylon pliers like I'm going to do. So I'm holding it between my nylon pliers and I'm just going to start spiraling. So I got a little trick under my sleeve because clearly my gut was not right. Okay, my gut has served me wrong. So what if you start spiraling, right? And it's going in the wrong direction. You don't want it to go in that direction. Guess what? Just twist it. There you go. Now I'm going to compare the different spirals here. And they're fairly the same. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to coil a little bit more. Okay. So there we have it. I just coiled the extra that my gut steered me wrong about. I did something by mistake when I was coiling around and I like moved the coil and moved the spirals all over the place by mistake. Now you can either keep it like this or you could do something really crazy. So I'm going to take this spiral and I'm going to push it down onto my coil. Now look at it, a little different. She look cute. See, there's so many different things in different ways that you can do this. Now, this third one is going to be one of those figure out as you go. So as you can see, you get a better look at it here. See how there's like coils. It starts with a coil at the top here and it ends with a coil at the bottom here. All right, but in the middle, that is not coiling. That is chaos, but beautiful chaos. Let's start with a little circle. Remember I was talking about the little circle so that the end isn't snagging on our hair? Start with a little circle. Boom. She's cute. Got a little circle. That's what we're going to start with. Then I'm going to take my tool and I'm going to hold my circle down as best I can. Okay. Hold it as best I can, pinching it and spinning as I go. Pinch and spin. Pinch and spin. Making sure that our coils are very close together. If it's not close together, you can pinch it together. Okay. So I'm going to do about 3 or 4 coils. Okay. 1, 2, I got 3, 4. So I have about 4 now. This is what I have so far. This is going to keep it in a spiral coil situation, okay? Making sure that we're keeping it in a circle, coil around this thing. I'm just going to be moving this around. See how we're not going in a coil now? I'm just moving it around on my tool here. So I'm just bending it with my hand, but I'm keeping it in line with my tool. So even if you have to smash it down a little bit, so be it. I'm going to smash it here. I'm going to smash it here. Okay, on the other side. So this is what I have so far. Let's do a little swoop-de-doo-dah. Now, it's going to be me holding it with my hand and pulling this around to make a little circle like this. And again, holding it with your thumb. Let's go on to the other side of it. See how this is one side. Now this is the other side. And so I'm going to be doing that same type of thing. And make sure it's taking up the same amount of real estate that's on this side that we just got finished with. And make sure that it's doing the same thing on this other side. I'm just going to do another bend right here. Just holding it between my thumb and my forefinger. Now I got a little bend, but I kind of want this bend to be a little bit tighter. So I'm going to take my pliers and just pinch it together just a little bit. You don't have to go crazy with it. Hold it, making sure that it's staying in line with the real estate that we want it to take on our coil here. Even if you got to take your pliers and smash it a little bit more. Now, let's look at this. Okay. And then this is what it looks like so far if you spin it around. So, now, if you want to, you can wrap it around once more and then start more little wraps. See, I want this to be a little bit tighter. You're just making sure that you're doing these designs, but making sure it's taking up the same amount of real estate and making sure that all sides are covered. Okay, so this is what it's looking like so far. I'm just spinning it around. That's what it looks like. Let's do one more little spin. So I'm just gonna bend it and have it going back the other direction. I want that one to be wider, and then we're gonna do another little spiral, but have it pointing up a little bit. Okay, we got this. I want to separate this because I want it to be more wide and take up a lot more space. Make sure you're smashing it down so that it stays on our tool and it's creating a coil in itself. I'm liking that so far. I'm going to end it with our ending coil, making sure that our coils are wrapping tightly together because this is going to help with the construction of it and making sure that it is not going to come unraveled. Okay, so this is what I have so far. Okay, wish I had more on this side, but it's okay. Let's cut it. Let's give ourselves a little bit of space here. So there's our beginning little circle. Okay, I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna point it down. You can either put something dangly on there, but in my case, I just want to end it. So I'm gonna put a circle in the same spot as my beginning one here. So I'm just going to wrap my wire around. You can create a dangly there if you want to. In fact, that's what I probably would later, just not right now. Let me cut it. Make sure it's closed. Make sure we still have a spiral by putting it back onto our little tool here. just play around with it. But this is what we have so far. That's the third one. Okay. I like it. Now, say for instance, hear me out. You see these little circles right here? What if there were beads there? Now, how would we do that? So I got my 18 gauge here. I just want a bead that's small enough, but then large enough to go on my 18 gauge. So I have these two. Let's see if they fit. By golly, they fit. Okay, so I'm gonna put on about 3 of these guys. 1, 2, 3. All right. So we got our 3 beads on there. So it's important to put the beads on first. Okay, put the beads on first. Let's start with our little circle, our little beginning loop. So we got our beginning loop. Let's grab our little tool here. Just make sure that it's flat up against your tool here, and then you start coiling from there. Pinching it, twirl. Pinch and then twirl it. Making sure your coils are very close together. And with this particular one, we're going to make the same one that we just made. Okay, need to make sure that there is 3 or 4 coils before you start going crazy with it. Okay, so I got 4 coils. Here's the part where it gets a little spicy. Okay, I want to do my first bend here. I want to pull my bead down to my little bendy part, and making sure that my bead is in that bend. Then I'm going to start spiraling and, you know, creating a design with a bead in there. Now I'm going to start doing my crazy little spiral things. So I got a little spiral here, but as you can see, you see how it's kind of lifted up off my tool here. So I'm putting it on my looping pliers and just smashing it down and getting it so that it's kind of in a circle. I'm going to put it back on my tool, just making sure that it's bending the way I want it to bend. There it is, perfect. Okay, so now this is what we have here. Let's continue what we're doing here. Now this time I'm going to make sure that I'm getting on the other side doing spirals over here. So it doesn't have to be exactly like the other side, but I'm just making sure that I'm getting my spirals on the other side, making sure I'm covering all the real estate of this coil that's supposed to go on our hair. Okay, so that's one side. It spiraled around and I made another coil there, another cute little loop. Now this one, I want it to be a little bit tighter, so I'm going to squish it tight. There we go. Look at that. Something a little bit different. Now, get over here to the other side. See how I'm wrapping it around and getting to the other side, making sure I'm covering all the little holes and smushing it down with my fingers, making sure that it's covering this whole coil. So let me pull it down a little bit, okay? Because I don't want it to get in the way of my beginning coils. These things right here, I don't want it to get in the way of that. So let's do that. And then this time I'm going to pull down a bead again, pushing it down. Okay. Now that bead, once I bent the wire, now the bead is locked in there, okay? I'm trying to lock him in, but he seems to want to move. So let's squish this down. Okay, making sure I'm not squishing my bead. See, because I don't want him to be moving around. Now that I squished the wire, it's not moving at all. Okay, so now this is what we have so far. I want to do another little cute little. I want this to be a little bit tighter. I want them to be a little bit more compact. And so, okay. Alrighty, okay, spread it out. This is what I have so far. So it seems like the beads are over here. I want to get another bead, but on the other side. So I'm gonna do this number, getting it over here. I don't know how, but it ends up being beads end up in the same spot, but that's fine. So let's do that. I'm gonna bend the wire really tight so that this bead is not just rolling around in there free to do whatever it wants to do. No, it is above its pay grade. We want to make sure that it stays. And now I'm going to end it. I'm going to end it with my coil. My 4 wrap coil. Okay. So this is bending up, but that's okay. We're gonna fix that soon. So now I'm just squishing as I go. Now I'm gonna take it off real quick. So far. Oh my God, so cute. I don't know who told it to be this cute. Let's cut this. I'm trying to locate where my beginning circle is. So it's right here. Make sure that I have enough to create that beginning circle. So let me point my little wire, ending wire down. Okay, now I'm straightening the wire. See how it's pointing down? You can even have something hanging there if you want to, but I have enough of the Sparkly Pretty already on it. So let's take it off, and I am going to end it with a simple loop so that it doesn't get snagged on everything in my life. And there you go. Okay, now I'm going to cut it. Make sure I'm cutting it the right way. Now we cut it, hold it, don't take your eye out. So there you have it. I love it because it stays uniform. All right, so let's try these on. So we made 1, 2, and 3. All right, and there you have it. That's cute. I like you. Ooh. Okay. Oh, hey, remember when I was talking about a bonus tip? Remember the jump rings? Seemed like we did nothing with them. So I took those jump rings and I basically opened one up, and then I took it and actually put it through my lock, and then I closed it up, and you have a little bit of something like this. Easy peasy, cute little bonus tip. This is one of my favorite things to do. I love it. This is exactly why I love my locks, because they're so versatile. You can do so many things to dress them up, and they're so easy to maintain. And you can do some really cute hairstyles like this one. Okay, so this is after a couple days of wearing my lock jewelry, and I found out a couple things. One, people will try to describe it to others what lock jewelry is. So my friend Brandy, she calls my lock jewelry, she calls it hair earrings. 1, I can't unhear it, and 2, I can't steal that term from her because she coined it, but I like it. She called it hair earrings. Okay, so I found out that. Second, it's always best to wear a sprinkling of hair jewelry. I'm sorry, I can't say hair jewelry, lock jewelry or hair earrings. You should only do like a sprinkling, okay? There's no need to wear all of your lock jewelry all at once. There's no need for all that. Although it does kind of look cute though, but we get it. You have locks that you can put stuff on your hair and it looks really cute, but it's too much. So 1 or 2 pieces of lock jewelry would suffice, I promise you. But anyway, I hope you guys love this video. Give it 2 thumbs up. I don't know how you can do that, but if you guys can work that out, that would be great. Share it, okay? You know the little share button down there. You can share it anywhere. Subscribe if you have not subscribed yet to me. I would love it, and I would love you dearly. Okay, now, if you're new here and you're trying to figure out what video would be a good video for you to watch, it'd probably be this one right here. Watch that one because it will give you a little bit more of a broader sense of lock jewelry and a couple little tips that you should keep in mind. Other than that, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you. Okay, bye.